Steve Wynn, and I run this place. I love running this place.
I want to understand a bit about the casino business.
So do I.
First of all, the only way to win in a casino
is to own one. Unless you're very lucky.
And he says even when people are lucky, they usually gamble away their winnings. You have never known in your entire life a gambler who comes here and wins big and walks
quits.
away.
Never.
So you know nobody hardly that over the stretch of time is ahead.
What you're about to hear shocked the world, and the authorities still say they have no motive for why this high-stakes casino gambler degenerate carried out the deadliest mass shooting in modern America, killing 60 and injuring hundreds more.
Enforcement officials are trying to figure out why a 64-year-old man with no criminal record would open fire on a concert in Las Vegas Sunday night. The carnage, now known as the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history.
We know that 59 people were killed, more than 500 injured. CBS News correspondent Mola Lenghi has the latest from Las Vegas.
The chaos unfolding in the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 10:08 p.m., 22,000 country music fans packed in, enjoying the Route 91 Harvest Festival. But high above them on the 32nd floor of the glittering Mandalay Bay Resort, police say 64-year-old Stephen Paddock was watching. They say he hammered through the hotel's thick windows and started firing on the crowd below. The audience huddling on the ground, the Mandalay looming over them. For so many, confusion. Was this part of the show?
That's just a firecracker.
Why would you do that?
Seconds later, the rapid-fire shooting starts again.
I'll gamble all night. I sleep during the day. I do not do sun. Those are 64-year-old Stephen Paddock's own words as he spoke about his bizarre creature of the night lifestyle. In a deposition he gave in a 2013 lawsuit over a slip and fall accident in the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas, Paddock called himself the biggest video poker player in the world, gambling up to $1 million in a single night. Nobody played as much and as long as I did. I averaged 14 hours a day, 365 days a year.
He wasn't as successful in gambling as he had been in previous years. A substantial portion of his wealth had diminished, and that could have been a contributing factor.
If you're going to condemn Steve for being a high-stakes gambler, the hotels are not going to be very happy with you. Go find everybody and interview them who has a card. If you're going to call Steve crazy for gambling the way he gambles, go find everybody at the hotels who have the hotels tell you, everybody who's got a gold, he's got the highest level of membership card at a lot of these hotels. If these hotels say they don't know Steve, they're lying.
This is a man who behaved rationally, privately, a little introverted, liked to play video poker, but he was a rational man, and yet he prepared over an extended period of time a totally irrational act. Now, this sounds like someone either totally demented, a behavior which he never evidenced, or someone who's sending a message. This is a plan. We don't know what that message is or if there is one, but this behavior, according to my employees, is as stunning, as unexpected as any of them have ever met. Frequent visitor once or twice a month. He's been staying in Las Vegas since '06. So we're talking about 11 years.
A picture of Steve holding a $250,000 check signed by Steve Wynn. When Steve came in, they said, "Oh, we've got your room, Mr. Paddock."
Steve Wynn, noted hotel and casino developer, is responsible for a number of Las Vegas's most famed locations, such as the Mirage, Treasure Island, Wynn Las Vegas, and more. He's been directly responsible for some of Vegas's most sought-after properties. But recently, multiple misconduct accusations have thrown his career and reputation by the wayside. The level of success after success of Wynn's various properties was unheard of, and it seemed that he held the secret key to opening thriving resort properties in both Las Vegas and other casino cities. However, his string of ultra success would not last. In 2018, the Wall Street Journal released an article with the reports of dozens claiming that Wynn had exuded a pattern of sexual misconduct. Several of those quoted were former employees of the developer. Another, a local manicurist, ended up receiving a $7.5 million settlement from Wynn in later months. In February of 2018, Nevada-based regulators fined Wynn Resorts Limited a whopping $20 million for failing to adequately respond to the claims made against their founder. Further fines were issued a year later by the Massachusetts Gaming Commission in excess of $35 million on similar grounds. According to these regulators, Wynn's company was not only liable for his actions, but also for making calculated efforts to cover them up. Under extreme pressure and scrutiny, Steve Wynn stepped down as the CEO of Wynn Resorts on February 6, 2018.
He announced he was stepping down as chairman and CEO of Wynn Resorts. It's all because of sexual misconduct allegations.
And while he denied all of the accusations that had been brought against him, his legal troubles were far from over. The allegations continued, including claims from additional former employees, a Vegas salon owner, and a former dancer. Wynn took retaliatory steps to combat the claims, including defamation lawsuits. However, most of these cases have been settled via settlement outside of court.
New allegations against casino mogul Steve Wynn. A woman says she got pregnant with Wynn's child after he raped her. A new report obtained by the Associated Press says a woman told police that she gave birth to a girl after Wynn raped her at her Chicago apartment in the 1970s. In another report, a woman claims that she was forced to resign from a Las Vegas job after she refused to have sex with Wynn. Wynn recently resigned as CEO of Wynn Resorts.
Although in 2019 and 2020, he had two thrown out in court on a lack of foundational and hard evidence against him. There is no doubt of the massive impact Steve Wynn has had on the overall structure of modern-day Las Vegas. The resorts and casinos he is directly responsible for continue to lead the city's charge in being the #1 tourist attraction in the United States. However, in the wake of so many similar accusations, it is clear that while Wynn has enjoyed a life of success in a business world, his personal life includes some dark secrets. Wynn is now 81, and now that he is retired, he likely has seen the last of his development career. Sadly, what could have been a life remembered as one of the most prominent real estate developers of all time will instead be marred by claims of sexual misconduct.
One day after that Wall Street Journal report came out, Wynn announced he was stepping down as the RNC finance chair. The report detailed Wynn's alleged decades-long pattern of sexual misconduct as the head of the casino empire he built.
Stand up, Steve. Stand up. Steve is always calling. He's always got advice. Right, Steve?
The longtime business rival and friend of Donald Trump served as the Republican National Committee finance chair until his resignation last month.
Donald Trump in the Miami Herald newspaper in the 70s before owning a casino. He's speaking to small business leaders in Connecticut. The money local residents wager comes from the local economy, and each dollar they spend, they can no longer spend at a store or restaurant. This situation benefits the gambling operations, but works to the detriment of other kinds of business. From the day Trump came down the golden escalator in Trump Tower and announced he's running for president, his opponents said things like, he's a con man, womanizer, rapists, racist, a communist sympathizer, and a Nazi, but they never brought up him being a casino operator. The only time casinos were mentioned was his Taj Mahal bankruptcy.
Ask yourself, how can anybody lose money running a casino, really?
Now, if you went back 40 or 50 years ago and told someone that in the year 2017, the President of the United States is going to be a casino operator, they would think the country must have been taken over by the mob. The reason no one back in 2015 or even today bring up him being a casino operator is because both of our political parties are in bed with this so-called entertainment venue known today as gaming.
The week after Trump won the 2016 presidential election, making him our 45th president, he closed his last casino.
Comped is a must-read for anyone who is in bed or those who have loved ones or friends patronizing and being comped in casinos. The storyline in the original version, published in 2001, ends in 1986. In that edition, the main character, Richie Venture, aka the Goy, Richie V, Richie the Tailor, the Comeback Kid, reminisces on what his childhood life was like growing up in the 60s in Northeast Philadelphia. He reveals how he became a wealthy entrepreneur on the books and off the books by the late 70s and early 80s, and how he lost it all when living the life of a high roller in the casinos of Atlantic City. This new version of Comped, published in 2025, ends in 2017. It includes all of what was in the 2001 book, along with what followed when Richie becomes, not by his own doing, a gaming activist known to many in the gaming industry as the Casino Antichrist. He earned that nickname by trying to get his safeguards put in casino states' gaming laws. These safeguards would prevent casino operators from breeding their patrons into what he once was. Both versions are based on true events that occurred in the early 80s in the Atlantic City casinos. Those events changed what was once known as Sin City, Las Vegas, into a family destination, along with what many consider a vice, casino gambling, into what casino operators and our lawmakers call today gaming, a form of entertainment no different than going to the ballpark or theater. The main character, Richie V, takes you on a roller coaster ride of a lifetime as he reveals his short-lived 18-month high roller adventures. From his first room being comped to the limos, helicopters, lavish penthouse suites, and women that casinos provide in order to cultivate their mark into a compulsive gambling degenerate. He lives it up with those so-called casino freebies, comps, along with other casino perks that only high rollers are offered. Once the inevitable happens and his hard-earned fortune is gone, he doubles down with the casino's interest-free credit while using and losing mob money that he's laundering in the casinos. After exhausting all means legal and illegal to feed his casino obsession, dodging a bullet from the mob, plea dealing a 10-year sentence down to 3 years with the feds, along with his livelihood and loved ones gone, he makes his last buy-in. The story I've written is not only entertaining, but also educational on how this so-called entertainment industry operates. It will enlighten many of the price you'll pay if you get in bed with them. Similar to what Spielberg's Jaws movie did when making its audience aware of the danger that lies beneath the sea. It also answers the question many have pondered, which is, how did we end up with casinos in all our backyards and a casino operator becoming our 45th and 47th president? Comped is available on Amazon Kindle eBooks, where you can read a sample of the first chapters for free before ordering. It will soon be released as a 6x9 paperback and audiobook. To learn more about the author's credentials on this topic, Google up Bill Kearney on casino gambling.